Hey, Bogey, is it true you really get locked in on game day? Nobody wants to talk with you because you get all chainsaw angry? Like a chainsaw?
Yeah, that's right. Let's go, Bogey. Gonna chainsaw some wood. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, you know the guy, half of that on that. You know Ryan Vogel's song. How about the other guy, the chainsaw guy? Sal Calanni is the chainsaw guy who did that. How'd you get hooked up in that commercial? That's good.
I had to audition. And the funny thing is, after a while, that became a popular commercial in the Bay Area.
Very.
And people would come up to me on the street just making chainsaw sounds, or they'd be like, burr, 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 burr. And he always had the one guy who couldn't do it right. He's all like, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. It's like, I'm not R2-D2, man. Shut up.
Now, did you ad-lib that? Did they write that for you? How did you come up with the lines?
Well, okay, it's funny. They did have some of it written, but then I had to ad-lib. Like, originally it was one chainsaw sound, and then they edited it, so I did it like 4 or 5 times in the commercial. This is funny about that. I had to eat that sandwich, and I never had this. They had a guy hold a cup so I could spit some of my sandwich in between takes.
I was going to ask how many sandwiches you had to eat.
Yeah, you just have to keep going. And I had my own cup holding sandwich guy.
That is, you're living the life of the 1%.
That's the big time.
That is the way to live. You're a superstar when you got a guy holding your sandwich spit right there. All right, here's why we got Sal here. He's a Cleveland-born guy, San Francisco comic. Cleveland-born guy, Cavaliers coming to town. What does LeBron mean to the city of Cleveland?
Oh my God, he's the savior. We think he's the savior. We think he'll save our economy and make all our lives better and everything, and make Cleveland an entire different landscape. But I mean, he broke our hearts, though, Jim. He broke our hearts.
Did you break? Did you burn?
I didn't burn.
You did not burn down the LeBron jersey?
But I was definitely. He broke our hearts. He was our high school sweetheart. Then he messed around with that floozy down there in Miami. And now that he's back, people were wondering, like, would you take him back? Would you still support him? Of course you'd support him. That's like, you know, if you haven't been kissed by a girl since the 60s and the hottest girl comes back to you, what are you going to do?
That's a good question. You know, you're right.
You got to take him back. No one else is coming our way.
I know. He's a little, if it's the 60s, though, isn't LeBron a little older now? He's not the same LeBron you had when he was there the first time around.
Okay, all right, perhaps. Well, what do you mean? He's grown up more. Right. He just was in the finals last year. He needs the rest.
All right,
He'll get Tim Duncan.
How about Kevin Love? Kevin Love the right piece for the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I don't know. I mean, Kevin Love was a star when he was in Minnesota, but I don't think he's used to playing on. Like, you still look good if you're the best thing in that entire city. I mean, look at Wiggins. He's over there. Where they have 5 wins still? I mean,
they're not good in Minnesota. Love was great there. He's having a hard time being the number 2 piece. And you got Kyrie Irving.
Yes, I like Kyrie. Kyrie's great, but I mean, look, we're on break right now. It's okay. Playoffs is when it's going to happen. Okay. Right. I was talking to an inside source.
Inside source.
My older brother in Cleveland, and he said, "We're just building up for the." Because look, when we went on the break with LeBron here, I think we were 5th in the East, and now we're still 5th. The East is weak, Jim.
The East is weak. All right, tell me about your Cleveland guy. Tell me about Johnny Football, right guy for the Browns?
Oh,
is he going to be the leader?
This is a tough interview.
I know. I'm bringing it hard.
I don't know. Here's the problem. Johnny wasn't smart enough to learn the playbook, and then now that he's finally learning it, we go and get a new OC. We're going to have to get a new one. We just got rid of Shanahan because of the texting. You see that?
Yeah, I did. I didn't understand that. Some type of communication other than the typical communication. Now that's part of the reason he left the Browns.
They were sending emojis of little midget characters because they wanted to put in Johnny Football. Like that right there, Johnny Football right there with the Bills. I loved that drive. And I believed in him. And I'm like, let's start him. And then I don't know. I don't know if he's the answer yet.
Bigger and stronger.
I know. Look at Russell Wilson, though. Everybody says, look at little Russell Wilson.
You are known as the lactose intolerant Italian?
Well, yes, I am an Italian. I'm lactose intolerant. I can't eat cheese. That's what we do.
That is a big part of your dietary habit.
Yes, I walk wherever I go. I have the little lactate pills, and I have to pop the pills, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing when you have to pull out a whole stream. I was making tacos with my lady last night. I had to buy an entire box of lactate pills.
That's not manly, right?
But she likes cheese. What am I going to do?
You love your lady. Sal, you got a podcast. Tell me about the podcast.
Podcast is called Who the F is Sal Calanni? It's based off of an inside joke of Bill Burr is one of my favorite comics. The first time I worked with Bill was at the Punchline in San Francisco. We were doing Goodfella quotes the whole day, the whole first 2-3 shows. And then he comes in the green room, and one of the other comics goes, "Hey, Sal Calanni." And Bill goes, "Who the is Sal Calanni?" I'm like, "I am. I just, over the past 3 shows with you." He's like, "Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was a guy from Goodfellas." So I do this podcast every week. He kind of inspired me, and I get material out of it. I was just on the road in Santa Cruz, so I did we did a live one there, so that was fun.
Who do people tell you, Sal, that you look like most?
I get Dak Shepard a lot.
You do?
I say, people tell me I sound like Norm Macdonald.
Really? Oh, that's interesting. He's very, very talented,
yes,
very successful.
With Norm, he's a great guy.
On the sports angle, how about this? Take a look at what we've got for you here. You and Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner, huh?
You and Kurt Warner. What do you think?
You know, maybe. I mean, I'm not
Clean
as religious,
shaven,
but
Sal.
I could see. I don't know if I could throw like Kurt Warner.
No?
I could. Yeah, all right.
That's not bad. You could play in the Kurt Warner story, you could play the guy stocking shelves in his arena football days,
yes, I'll take
right?
that. I'll take that over looking like Andrew Luck, because I don't know what's going on over there. I can't.
Wow. What's next for you? What do you got coming up next? What are you working on?
Right now, honestly, I just did like 20 shows the past 30 days, so I don't have much. It's not locked down yet, but I'll probably be at the Punchline and Cobb's in March. So I do those clubs a lot. I got a web series coming out called Spitballin'. Where my friend Reggie Steele and I, he was a college athlete for St. Mary's. We, basically go take at certain topics and
You were playing with our friend Eliza
Schlesinger?
Yeah, as a good friend of the show.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. We've had Eliza and her dog on the program.
Oh, Blanche, yes. She loves her, yeah.
So, see, I know what I'm talking about. Sal, next time you're playing Cobb's or next time you're playing somewhere in town, come on back.
I would love to be back here.
Sounds good, man. All right, thanks very much for coming in there. Sal, everybody goes, I keep getting to saying the name wrong because I'm not Italian. Sal Calanni.
Calanni.
Am I getting it right?
Yep, perfect.
I need a high Calanni.
There you go.
Next on Yahoo Sports Talk Live, presented by Comcast Business, we will not only, that should be another podcast, we should not only let you listen in on Steve Kerr's press conference, we'll also bring in a coaching expert. Tell you why he's been so successful with the Dubs. Keep it right here.